Most founders think that finance mistakes are part of the journey. They're not. You need a way to take payments, pay people, and track where every dollar is going. We've spoken with hundreds of founders, made the same mistakes ourselves, and finally figured out what actually works. In the end, we all landed on the same 5 tools, and today we're sharing them with you. First things first, you need somewhere to put your cash, especially if you raise money and you want it to earn some interest. Traditional banks are awful. They're clunky interfaces, random fees, low interest rates, slow, outdated support, intrusive questions about large deposits. It is a nightmare. I'm sure you've heard to avoid SVB, a traditional bank masked as a name that appears tech-forward, but what about actual tech-forward banking solutions like Brex or Ro? Okay, so Brex looks promising, and I know a lot of startups that have used them for their business banking. The thing is, they're not really built to be your business bank. They're more of an expense management solution. They're also very much trying to attract startups that have raised tens of millions of dollars. In fact, our account randomly got deleted one day. I guess we're not startup enough for them. Ro has built for a lot of financial complexity, so there's a lot of different features that make it end up feeling bloated. It's overkill for a startup, and in reality, you just need core banking features for your business. And that's why we recommend and use Mercury. It's not a traditional bank. It's a tech layer built atop of an FDIC-insured bank, and that actually gets you $5 million in coverage through their partner network. So it's designed specifically for startups that are sitting on a lot of funds. Deposit a lot of money or do a large wire transfer, they send you a congrats, not like a compliance form, because they don't have questions around where that money came from. They just assume that you're a startup, you raise money, congrats, that's what we built for. And if you've raised 450 grand or more, then you can park it into their treasury account, which gives you a super competitive yield. The point is, they built treasury so that it's kind of an extension of your checking account. You can have the majority of your funds super illiquid and actually making decent interest, and then a small portion of it that is super easy to transfer the funds back and forth between your checking account if needed. And by super illiquid, I mean 5 business days. In fact, we have quite a few startup friends of ours that have over $5 million sitting in Mercury's treasury account making interest. Can I just say that having been in business for over 15 years and having tried just about every single business banking solution on the market, the fact that we get to live in a day and age that a business banking solution can have a great UI, UX, API, and is actually enjoyable to use, and a personal banking solution, like I'd like to pick right now to live in, because like this is the time. Mercury also has one of the best invoicing experiences, and it's included for free. But once your team starts spending, things get messy fast. You need a tool that tracks every purchase and keeps your financial stack clean before it turns into a total mess of receipts and manual cleanup. Most teams just hand out a shared Amex and deal with the chaos later. There's missing receipts, broken approval flows, and surprise end-of-the-month reconciliations. Then there's Brex. Again, it looks modern, but gets super messy at scale. There's limited controls, inconsistent categorization, and just expensive perks that no one actually uses. And while there's bill spend and expense, which is a great solution, and we've recommended it for more traditional small and mid-sized businesses, that said, the needs shift once you're more in like full tech startup mode. And that's exactly why we actually just switched to Ramp. And that's because we have a team of 10 now and we're growing fast. At this stage, we just need tighter spend controls, faster workflows, and just more automations at scale. Ramp gives us real-time spend management, category-level limits, auto receipt capture, clean policy reinforcement, and smooth accounting integrations. They're building specifically for modern startups, and it shows. So receipts essentially match themselves. They pull from all of the team's inbox and even generates automatically if it can't find a receipt that it needs. Literally, it feels like you just sneeze and a receipt is matched for you somehow. It makes no sense. The tech behind it is mind-blowing. It's truly one of the most impressive tools we've used lately. Oh, and it integrates incredibly well with the tool that we're about to talk about next. But before that, if you go to the description, you'll get $250 if you just sign up using that link. Good books won't just save your sanity, they'll help you make better decisions. You need clean financials, smart reports, and a system that doesn't require hiring an accountant on day one. Most founders don't touch their books, they just delegate the whole layer to a company like Pilot, figuring, I'll just figure this out later. And this is because Pilot pitches themselves as a starter layer. Use us early on and then graduate later. They use QuickBooks Online as the backend with their own software as the categorization and automation layer atop. But while you're growing, they're slowly becoming your system of record. Your rules, categories, and Stripe integrations all live inside of their platform and are synced over to your QuickBooks. And then when it's time to leave, well, you really can't. The tool either runs your books and owns your infrastructure, or it doesn't. There's no middle ground. So great, your new CFO joins, and suddenly none of that logic transfers. You're rebuilding everything from scratch. And even if you escape Pilot, you're still stuck with QuickBooks Online, a legacy tool that was never built for startups. And if you're thinking, but I should use the gold standard for my future CFO. I get it. I used to overestimate how important the standard was in a category as overwhelming as accounting. But after 15 years in business, here's what I've learned. So accounting software is just a tool. Its one job is to accurately track money in and money out. That's it. So tell me, how does this so-called gold standard QuickBooks Online not even have a native integration with Stripe? The one payment tool that 99% of startups use? Point is, if you think that your CFO is going to be disappointed because you're not using the gold standard, the reality is them just having a tool that automates all of this busy work, integrates with your Stripe without manual data entry, is really what they are going to care about most. That way, your future CFO can focus their time on actual strategy instead of just bookkeeping. Now, if you're outside of the US, you're going to have a more traditional accounting tool like Xero. But if you're a US-based startup, then this category has literally never been more exciting. So then there's Kick, the accounting software we've been moving to. And instead of building a more user-friendly automation layer atop of all the limitations of QuickBooks Online's API, it replaces it entirely with AI at the core. It automates about 80% of your bookkeeping just out of the box, leaving only edge cases for a human to review. And for the remaining 20%, well, Kick connects you with a modern accountant. You know, one of the people that have had firsthand experience with how much of their life they have wasted just wrestling with QuickBooks Online. So after about 6 months of using both Kick and QuickBooks, the difference is night and day. QuickBooks Online still eats up 8 to 10 hours of my time every month, even with Stripe automation setup and a bookkeeper. With Kick, it's under 3 hours a month, and we don't need any help from our bookkeeper in that case either. So grab the free tier with the link in the description, which will also lock you in a discount if you ever do upgrade. So next, you need to get paid. And if you're using Stripe Atlas to spin up your Delaware C Corp, then you're probably thinking of using Stripe as well because it's the default, right? Well, here's the trap. Most teams just plug in Stripe and call it a day. 100K, 200K, 300K ARR, confetti flying, everything up and to the right. Well, no. Until Uncle Sam shows up. Wait, you haven't been charging sales tax? You haven't been tracking your nexus in each state or country? Yeah. Don't worry though, this is super common. Most startups don't even know they're supposed to, but instead of letting it just be a monster under the bed, let's show you how easy it is to fix with the right tool. Quick spoiler, it's not Avalara. So even startups that we've told not to go this path haven't exactly listened, as it looks like the clear winner from the outside, only to switch to this next recommendation after growing the same resentment for Avalara as us. And it's not lemon squeezy either. We use them, but we moved off of them because they've just been going downhill ever since Stripe acquired them. Okay, so there's two clear paths here. If you're already doing millions in ARR and want like deep control over your payment stack, then Stripe plus Numeral is what you should go with. This is because Numeral integrates seamlessly with Stripe and it tracks your tax obligation and there's no upfront cost to it, with optional upgrades that allow you to actually collect tax at checkout once you hit your nexuses in the various different states and countries. But they also deal with all the compliance and paperwork as well. But if you're just starting out, then you want something that you can get up and running incredibly quickly. You don't want to think anything about taxes, VAT, nexuses. And in that case, just use Polar. Polar acts as your merchant of record, which means that they handle all of the tax collection, filings, compliance, and everything for a small, reasonable fee. So you can just focus on building. We actually switched to Polar late last year, and we've been loving it. And it's been nice having a checkout process that's actually reliable. Now, we need to talk about payroll, because you know that even hiring locally, let alone internationally, can get messy super fast. The good news is there are tools that can handle all of this for you. Some founders look at ADP because it's the safe choice. It's been around forever. It's what big companies use, but it's slow and confusing, not built for startups, and the UI feels like it's stuck in 2009. And every single change requires a support ticket. Then there's Rippling, but it tries to do everything. And before you know it, you're locked into a bloated stack of mediocre add-ons, device management, access control, the works. Don't get me wrong, it's great for a 200 plus person company, but way overkill for someone of 5 to 50. And the real issue, it's not best in class at anything. Payroll, global hiring, there are just better tools. So what do we recommend? First, well, if you're hiring in the US, you need Gusto. It's clean, modern, and actually made for startups. You get direct deposit, benefits, tax filings, and compliance, all handled. It's just taken care of and gets out of the way. It doesn't ask you much and seamlessly integrates with your accounting software. Everything you would want it to do. And if you're hiring internationally, Deal makes it easy. So they handle compliance, local tax rules, and contractor payments in over 150 countries, all without setting up a local entity. So now that you handled your finances, what about the mental drag of never feeling caught up? Marking emails and messages as unread just to keep track of who to reply to? We'll show you how to turn chaos into clarity in this next video.